this thing we're going to create is going to hold our coloring tools. So this one's going to sit on our desk. And we're going to hack into this pool noodle and see what we can create. So this one, I want it to be about a foot wide, I think is what I've decided. And I've discovered that an X-Acto knife is like the perfect thing for cutting pool noodles. So if you have an X-Acto knife, get it out because it's so awesome for cutting pool noodles. Cut through here, make it about 12 inches long. You can use scissors too. The X-Acto knife just is a little bit cleaner and easier, and it doesn't matter if you get it a little wonky like that because you can always carve it or use your scissors to clean it up. It carves really easy like that. Okay, and then this one I'm going to cut it in half lengthwise so it lays flat on my table surface. I'm just going to eyeball it. This is so fun. It sounds so cool and makes you feel so strong. Alright, so this is the second 12-inch piece here now. Okay, I'm going to cut this one in half too. Okay, there, we've got 3 pieces now. I'm going to reserve this because we're going to need it in a minute. And I always put the cap on this because I don't want to poke myself. Okay, now we've got about, oh, I don't know, 2 feet and a little bit more left here still. So I'm going to cut another 12-inch section. I really like cutting these pool noodles. It's very relaxing. And then I'm going to cut this down to the 12-inch length, and we'll have a little extra left over. Okay, there we go. We're going to need our X-Acto knife again here in a minute, and I'll show you the cool thing we discovered with the X-Acto knife here. Okay, so we're going to put it all together like this, like that. I keep doing weird voices. Sorry, folks. Okay, now I've found that the glue gun works really good, the hot glue, to glue these together because it's fast. You know, I love my hot glue. But it does melt the foam and can do some weird stuff. So I'm going to put down a bead of glue here just to sort of get it started and glue these 2 pieces together just to start this end. Let's see if I can glue more than one section at once here without burning myself on live Facebook. Jennifer the artist burns herself. That's all we need, right? Swing it around and let's glue this end. Glue stick. Glue like a pyramid these onto here. Okay, so this is what it looks like from the side, and when you glue this on, you kind of got to look at it and realize that the glue, when you glue it, you don't glue down the middle, or the glue is just going to fall into the channel and not touch the edges over here. So you want the glue to be on the side so that it will actually adhere and touch the foam below. So I kind of put it down and look at it and say, okay, it's touching about right here, and that's where I put the first part of the glue. Just like that. And a little over here too, why not? And now we get to sit and watch glue dry again. Okay, now we're going to sort of pry back this pool noodle, and we're going to put some more glue right here. And I don't know if you can even see that from your angle, sorry about that. And glue that part down. Okay, we're going to glue on this one, and this time I'm going to sort of put a line of glue here and a line of glue down here. So much fun. Glue here, Lots of glue for this project. Here we go again. Gluing it in. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to bend this back and glue this side now. Ugh. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, now we're going to use this last half. I'm going to cap off my cool pyramid with it. And then I'm going to show you what we do to make the pencils and gel pens stick. And I don't think I got the glue in exactly the right place. We'll find out here in a second.
Let's see, Whitney asked, why don't you glue the whole thing at the same time?
When you put the hot glue onto the foam, it starts to sort of melt and fall down into the foam, and it cools rather quickly actually. And so if you do a big long line of the hot glue, it sinks down so fast that when you go to adhere it to the other piece, it's sort of concaved down into it, and then you don't get a good bond. That's a good word. And so in my practicing with the hot glue and the foam, I found if you glue small sections and then hold it for a bit and then go to the other end and glue it, you get a better bond. So that was just my experience. So maybe you guys will come up with a better way, and I'll bet there's a better glue for foam than hot glue. But I just like hot glue because it's fast, and you know, I have it. I don't have to go buy anything new, so that's why I liked the hot glue. So, and you can, if you just touch with the hot glue, it makes little holes, which is what my son Rylan wanted me to do for making the holes for the pencils. He's like, oh Mom, I got this really cool hot tool and we'll make all the holes that way. But I found a better way, and let's demonstrate that right now. How's that for a segue?
Okay.
So, as I said, the point of this whole thing, the point of Pool Noodles and storing our tools was I wanted something that I could customize to hold any size tool and in any way I wanted, because I kind of got sick of people making a tool that would only hold one kind of tool in their pre-formatted way. I wanted to do it my way. And so that's where foam I thought would be perfect, because I could do it my way. And so here we have it. You can buy your pool noodle and configure it any way you want. This is just what we have tried today, a cool little pyramid. So go buy your pool noodle, cut it up, build it into any form or shape you want. So here I've configured one way that we can do it, and now I'm going to show you how to use it for your tools. So we're going to kind of make it for gel pens and color pencils. Okay, so that's why I like using the noodles, is I can do it any way I want, because I'm always mixing media. I don't know about you guys, but I'm always doing it. So in this configuration, I would kind of think I would probably want a row up top of tools. I would want a row here and probably a row here. And there's different ways you can put your tools in. Let me show you here. You can do a slice into the noodle like this. That's just straight down. And then your tool can, if I can get it open, this isn't my favorite way to do it. But if you have a thinner tool, like say a paintbrush that you hang on to so you can use it for your glycerin, I should have had a paintbrush handy. But if you have a paintbrush handy that you keep around for your glycerin or your odorless mineral spirits, then you'd make just a little slit, and that skinny tool would fit right in a slit like that. So that's one way of storing tools really skinny tools. You just make a long slit in your noodle. Another way to do it is to take your pencil or whatever it is and to just pierce it in, and it will make a hole right away that fits that tool. And that's a great way to do it too. But I always worry that I'm going to hurt the tips of my pencils, so I don't do that very often unless I don't care too much about those pencils. So that's another way that you can make holes in the noodles for your tools. And if you've got a big fat tool like these, of course, it's almost impossible to pierce it that way, so it doesn't work for that kind of tool. So the best way I have found is to use your X-Acto knife, and you make an X into the foam. So if you want to just go straight down, you can, and you make a little X, just like that. Okay, and when you make that X, then it's really easy to pierce it down in, and you don't hurt the tip of your pencils at all. And you can even stick in, sorry.
Towards you, pull it towards you a little bit.
You can even stick in the wider, bigger things. Once you've stretched the foam for a bigger tool, then it sort of becomes a permanent gel pen spot. Because if I go to try to put in a thinner tool, it's looser and it may slip out. Not all the time, but it may. So you want to kind of keep that in mind. So what I usually do, back to my pyramid, is I will make a row that is sort of dedicated to color pencils and a row dedicated to gel pens, and you can even have a row dedicated to Sharpie markers if you wanted to. So it's up to you how you want to do this. So I use probably mostly color pencils. So if I had a set, this is a set of 72, and I wanted all 72 to have a place on here, then I would do some math and figure out how many slits I would need and divide it out and make sure I had 72 slits. But in this case, I'm not too concerned about how many things I want, because this is more going to be for staging tools for one coloring project. So I'm going to do, they're about an inch apart is what I like to do. So I use either the mat below me, or I'll lay out a ruler, or I just eyeball it. And I'll start making the pierced holes. These ones I'm going to do straight down, so the pencils are standing straight up, and go over about an inch, over about an inch, over about an inch. Okay, so we have a complete row right now, and they disappear really quick, but you can find them. If you just drag your finger along, you'll feel it. Let me show you. You drag your finger along and they open right up. And after you've filled them once, they start to stretch out, and they can be found easier the second time. And of course, I'm randomly grabbing pencils here, but if I was setting up for a coloring page, like a gnome coloring page or something, I would be grabbing colors that would be working. Like I'd have my light, medium, and dark pink, and my light, medium, and dark blue, and I'd be lining them up in the right order so they're easy to just grab and pull out. So they're quick and easy to grab onto for the project that I'm working on. And it becomes this portable stand that you can customize and fill up and change anytime you want. It only costs you $1 to make. So if over time, as you're using it, the holes stretch out, or if your dog gets a hold of it and takes a bite out of it, it's no big deal. Look how cool it's looking already. We just started the first row. Isn't that cool, Steve? It makes me so happy. And now, if I wanted to, I could do another row right along here. I'll tip it a bit. I could do another row and have them sticking out this way. But I think instead, I'm going to do a row of, should we do gel pens right here? Let's do some gel pens. Now when I do the gel pens, I do the same thing. I start by piercing it with the X-Acto knife. And this time I'm going to go in at an angle. And I'm going to just kind of follow where I did all of these. I'm going in at an angle so that the gel pens will sort of stick towards me.
Eva asked, would that not break the leads in the pencil crayons?
Because I have pre-pierced the foam, it doesn't break the leads. And I've tried lots of different pencils in here because I was worried about that, and it doesn't. And in fact, because they are in here all safe and protected, it's actually protecting your leads rather than just having them laying randomly out on the table. They're nice and protected in there. So it's a great way to protect the leads of your pencils. Isn't that fantastic? Okay, so for the gel pens, the first time you put your gel pens in, it can be a little tricky because you have to stretch that hole open. So usually what I do is I use a pencil to sort of start that stretching, and then I'll push in the gel pen after that. And you can, of course, whatever gel pen you have is going to work because you are creating a hole to fit whatever gel pen set you have, which is so cool to me. That's why I like this. It does not matter what tools you have. You get to customize this to fit your needs. If you want your pencil sharpener handy, then stick your pencil sharpener in the end so it's always there and ready for you. Think about the tools that you have handy all the time and try to come up with a way that you can glue a piece of foam on that will hold that tool and have all your tools handy. We want to balance it out so it won't tip. These have a bit of a pointy end, so I'm hoping I can stab them in without using a pencil, but we might have to stretch that hole out a bit. Get my highlighters ready for whatever base layer I feel like I might need. I would love to see what you guys design because this is just one way to do this. You could buy a couple pool noodles and do all kinds of amazing designs here. So
Mary said fun for the beach or camping.
Yeah, totally. You could bring this camping, and like I said, if it got destroyed or lost, you wouldn't cry because it was only $1. You can put your pencil sharpener right into the hole back here. You can also put a eraser into the holes back here. They hold really snug and nice. So that works really good, and you can carry it around your house and have it all lined up ready for whatever coloring project you're doing. Really works great, and then they just come out really handy and you can put them back in and keep coloring. So a $1 pool noodle. So cool. I love it. And when it gets worn out, you just throw it out and build a new one. Fancy new design. So if you haven't followed me on YouTube yet, make sure you're following me there. Well, thanks for joining me, you guys, and have a fun time with your pool noodles. I'd love to see what you guys make. So have a great time, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.